Hey, how you doing? Well, this video's gonna be kind of crazy because it's gonna cover a bunch of stuff. So obviously, I do what I call frequency inspections, where you come to your home and we can try to see what could be causing irritation. I don't know, headaches or brain fog, um, weakness, etc. But um, this video will also talk about um, three unexplainable earthquakes that we just had. It's 2022 in the Lake Erie area. And also, as far as what I do, I am a home inspector. I've been doing it for 40 years. Inspected thousands and thousands of homes. I also provide a service called Call Marco with a Question. Marko is how you spell my name. Call Marco with a question. Google it, and we'll try to solve your house problems over the phone. Sometimes you can send me photos. Also, down below, I have some links. I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I do try to sell some products. Hey, try to buy them for me. It helps out a little bit. Also, I would appreciate it if you like, subscribe, and even hit the bell up there and get my latest videos. So, a couple things. Lake Erie just got hit with three earthquakes. Of course, nobody knows what caused them. But there's a few things. There were small earthquakes, okay? But we'll talk about where I'm getting to here in a minute. And so, just so you know, earthquakes can be caused, a lot of small earthquakes are caused by power plants. So whenever there's power plants, whether they're gas or nuclear, fossil fuel, they create what's called VLF, which is very low frequency, which is 60 hertz. Okay. Now, they also, during the power generation, making power, they will also create localized electron cascades. Okay. In other words, a lot of electrons will cascade into areas, and a lot of times that can cause certain people that are sensitized. It can cause sleeping issues and headaches, all kind of stuff. Now, also rock movement can cause electricity. Okay, from let's just say from fracking. Okay, so fracking does generate electricity. So these power sources will follow along fault lines, seismic fault lines. They can go all the way across the country. All right, and so that's how you can move electricity and energy through the fault lines all the way across America. And so, like for example, right now there's thousands of fracking sites on the West Coast, and by the way, they're not showing you all their seismic activity. They don't want you to know about it. Some are having blow-offs, and they can see the heat up from satellites. But then when you go to other places, they're gone. They don't want. So they're not telling us everything about fracking, but it does create earthquakes. So power plants create earthquakes, and so living near a power plant, maybe not such a good idea. For example, there was a release that just happened in Chicago from a nuclear power plant, and basically tritium had leaked into the sewer system. That's radioactive stuff. Okay, so obviously that creates a whole other set of problems. But what was interesting was they instantly shut down the power plant. And so they shut down a power plant for a lot of reasons, possibly because they didn't want this electron cascading condition. So, electron cascading can cause seismic activity. And now, also think about it. It's been very cold here in Cleveland, and our polar vortex has been geo uh, has been geoengineered. Okay, and so it was cold last month. It produced more energy, right? More energy from the power plants, more electrical cascading, right? And so I have a little circle here where this is where the earthquakes occurred. Here's our power plants. Plus, we have a nuclear power plant up the road from here. This power plant that was caused a lot of electricity was called the First Energy, um, and it's a mega power plant. It's very large, and so the earthquake happened right out in Lake Erie. So we call it the Lake Erie Earthquake. Not a lot of movement. It was low level, but these will continue to happen. And so back to what my services is, besides house issues, I do also, some people like to I call them frequency inspections. And when we go to your house, we try to find out things that could irritate you. We're not doctors, okay? I don't even want to be called a scientist because I'm not sure about all science anymore. But I am an inspector, and I've done 18,000 homes, and I've tested. I went to mattress factories and found out that mattresses are magnetized, and I've done thousands of EMF studies. And so what we do, we like to test for electromagnetic fields, magnetic fields, magnetism. We also will check for radiation. Sometimes, if you get countertops, I don't know, maybe they're radioactive. Radon gas, would fit in this type of inspection. And then also harmonics and electric fields and microwaves and radio frequency. So now with all these new phones that are coming out, you might really think about, protecting yourself with things that can help you, especially from the new wavelengths that are coming out. Now it doesn't affect everybody, and they're not. When you buy a cell phone, you get a little book. It's about this big, and it's about that thick, and the font is so small that even if you had an electron microscope, you couldn't read it. But if you could read it, it would tell you bad things. So it's not like they're not warning you. They're just not going to put it out in the open. But hey, they expect you to read that little book you get. So anyways, we do come out locally and provide frequency inspections, and we try to help you out. And some of the big things in homes I see is, things plugged into outlets like motors, dimmer switches, things like that, ballasts. These are all things that create dirty electricity and harmonics. Certain light bulbs are bad. Like, I don't recommend using CFLs or LEDs for that fact. And I have videos on explaining different lights and what kind of lights are good for you. Some lights even irritate people. In the old days, in the 50s and 60s, the frequency of the lights flickering would cause headaches in offices, and they used to have what's called sick building syndrome, and that was part of light frequencies. So today we have more. We have frequencies coming from the sky, and now people live near power plants. So if you live near a power plant, you might want to think about maybe isolating a room in your house. Maybe they do sell Faraday paint, and you could have an area where maybe you could be protected from frequencies, radio frequencies, mostly from possibly cell towers and things like that. Also, I do recommend turning off your Wi-Fi's at night. I recommend not having any chargers, especially the phone chargers, and turn them off if you can. They sell phone Faraday bags for your cell phones. I put those away at night. I would unplug anything near I wouldn't have any like alarm clocks with motors or anything near my bed. I might put my bed somewhere away from electrical outlets. I would probably switch my light bulbs around, and I got a bunch of videos on this as well. So if you have other house issues, mold, mildew, odors, stains, anomalies that nobody can solve, just call Mark with a question. And for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I could try to solve your problem. Or at least I can even read a driveway estimate if you're getting scammed, or a waterproofing estimate, whatever. I do charge $29 for the fee for year 2022 and maybe next couple of years. Also, below, if you buy stuff from my Amazon affiliate store, that'd be great. Rate, subscribe. Also, you can ring the bell. That'll get you up top. It'll get you my latest videos. So, hey, thanks for coming on. Earthquakes can be caused by fracking. Oh, real quick. Right now, there's tons of seismic activity on the West Coast from all these frackings, and they're not telling us about it. You can't see it. I mean, there's some sites you can go to. They're all government sites. You can find all this stuff. Not making any of this up. This is all NASA. This is all government websites you can get this information from. I mean, no seismic activity in Oklahoma? Really? I don't think so. It's not there on the charts. The last time I looked, the last couple of days, and so they do a lot of things are going on, and we're busy putting sweaters on their little doggies and walking them down the street. So anyways, hey, thanks for coming on. Rate, subscribe, and call Marco with a question if you have one.